Hello, how are you, Auto? Man, that sun's bright. That's Texas for you.
Welcome to How We Roll Auto.
Well, good morning, How We Roll Auto, and Merry Christmas. And for Christmas, what we're going to do is if you leave a comment from now until, let's say, January 1st, if you leave a comment in the YouTube comment section that says, "Sticker me, please," then I will mail you a sticker, a How We Roll Auto sticker for your, I don't know, refrigerator, your lunchbox, your cooler, your toolbox, your best friend's forehead, whatever you want to do with it, that's up to you. But if you leave a comment and a way to, direct message me or whatever, I will reach out to you and get an address, and I'll mail it to you for free. And all I ask in return is nothing. Check me out. Tell your friends to check me out. That's all. Merry Christmas. Okie dokie. I always say, okay, and my wife yelled at me, so I had to change it. So, you normally, like anybody would, you go with okie dokie at this point. So, okie dokie. And today, what we're going to do, or attempt to do, is finish the gas tank in the old C10 Project. And then after that, I got to put a vacuum line on right about there off the vacuum advance, because it was missing. And this port was plugged, and, well, I don't know nothing, but I watched a video on these carburetors, and I'm pretty sure that that's where the vacuum advance would go. And then this vacuum line off the bottom here goes to the transmission. So, what's the worst that could happen? I'll hook it up. We'll see if it runs. It's got to run better than it does now, which it's not running at all. So, we'll give that a go. Yeah, pretty simple things. Finish the gas tank, plumb in the fuel line, put that vacuum line on, and then she's at the point where I can check and see if she's going to have spark. And if she's going to have spark, well, there's no reason she wouldn't run. I also need to check that power steering. I don't know if there's any fluid in there or not. I also should check the transmission fluid, but, I've also got to check the, measure the back brake drums, get those sizes so I can order those and get those on their way. Got to do all new shoes, drums, hardware, cylinders on the back, and I want to do new brake lines, calipers, and pads on the front. One thing I like to do is stop for some reason. I don't know why, but call me a wimp, but I like to stop. So you can't go, well, you can go if you can't stop, but you can't stop if you don't, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, let's get after it. All right. Let's see what we're looking at here. So the top of this tank is way in there. I've already got two lights going. Anyway, sending unit is in there. Not the easiest thing to get to. I'm gonna try to get to it through the top here. I just gotta pull them lines off. It's under the cab, which is weird. Like, you'd think they make it so it was accessible. There's got to be a trick. I'm sure all the C10 guys are out there laughing at me, because my arm ain't long enough to reach that. I don't know how my son did it. Well, I do know how he did it. It was 112 ounces instead of 112. What the hell? Let me show you what we're dealing with. All right, I gotta take those lines back off and then drop the tank. I just can't reach it. I'm gonna have to get creative here. Might have to cut those new lines. They're useless to me anyway. All right, back in a minute. I love doing things twice. I love it so much I do it 3 times. 1, 2, some more line here. Can't imagine I didn't put something back. That's not me. That's not like me. There's one. Here's two. Now I need the big one. Where's the big one? Look, kids. Big Ben in Parliament. Get out of there. Get out of there. You know, you look around. I'm all about tidy, you know, nice and clean. Working on pristine automobiles and $1 million shops. That's what I'm all about. That sums me up. C-Plo in a nutshell. All right, there's that the third time, 14th time I said all right. We're all right. All right. Goal for this truck right now, #1 goal is get it running, get it to stop, make sure all the systems work, and then go drive it and worry about the cosmetics later. It's no fun if it's not moving, at least not to me. Oh, all right, let's give it another go. We'll slide her under there and see if we can make this thing work. And we're back. All right, battery's in, 100%. Fuel. Let's get ready to pop this thing back in. Let me know in the comments if there's an easier way to do this fuel tank install. Never done one on one of these before. Just seems a little irritating. But anyway, let me know also if you guys, you know, enjoy the videos with just me talking. I know I'm scared to be alone by myself. I can only imagine how you guys feel. Can't reach nothing, man. Nothing. Cut that one off yet. Can I just pull it off now? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Come on. What is this BS? There we go. Either I'm getting weaker or I'm getting weaker. Good Lord. This thing's gonna fight me all day long. Planning. Not my strong suit. Indecision may or may not be my problem. Maybe got a knee pad. This is really like a 2-person job. 32-person job. 82-person job. You know. Not one. Not one person. One person should not subject themselves to this. But this guy will. Don't stop me now. I'm gonna roll. What was that? What's that from? It's like a 90s commercial or something? Drop a comment if you know, because I can't remember. And I'd say it'll bother me. I'll come up with it like, 2 hours from now, but that used to be the case. Now it's like, yeah, whatever. I can't remember that it's supposed to bother me at this point. Yeah, Yahtzee. All right, that one's on. Now this one, a little tiny one. I think this is the vent coming back from the fuel pump, or the return line rather, comes back from the fuel pump. Joy, that's a bonus. I don't have to get up again. Well, I gotta get up one last time. The warden will be happy though. I'm reusing some of the old, clamps because that's a smart thing to do. But it's not very smart. I guess it's frugal, so she'd be happy. Hope you're sitting there. It's Christmas Eve. Hope you're watching this and on your snuggled up on your couch with your loved ones, and your kids are there, and they might be in their teenage years. They might be in the cars, and you're showing them this video, and you're going, you know what, son, you know what, daughter, see what he's doing right there? Don't do that, because you can either learn by watching somebody do it the right way, or learn what not to do by watching somebody do it the wrong way. I've been known to do both of those. All right, lines are all hooked up. Now I gotta get it up into place and then bolt her. Old school creeper. This one turns into a seat, rips body parts off. Took all my hair back in 2003. He didn't hook this up. Come on, Humpty. Don't even know where this went. Guess I'm calling him. Guess I'm calling him. Ow. Oh, so is that the part that goes on the ring? Gotcha. Alright, well. Where the ring go? Just on one of the bolts? You think you got what it takes? So apparently, that goes around the ring to the sending unit. That goes onto one of the bolts that holds the tank up in place, and well, it wasn't on there. Now I got to pull the tank back down after, struggling to get it where it was with one person. But anyway, let's get her done. So that goes there, and we can pump this thing back up, put it in place. All right. Okay. Glasses back on, because this is dirt fest. I'm back. New battery, new lease on life. New hose clamp. Another used one, because never reuse old clamps unless you have this person that's so frugal. Oh man, this thing ain't coming off. Good Lord. Easy's for the weak and the smart. Okay. Hooked up. Gotta cut that little one off. Side cutters or something. And there she is. Alright. That part's done. Now let's get up here. Alright. Vacuum line. Oh, that was brilliant. Alright. Let's fit here. Now, gas line. This ought to be a blast. Cut that thing off. She's a doozy. She is a doozy. She's a daisy if you do, doozy. Don't cut yourself. You're gonna cut something. Somebody else, cut something else, but don't cut yourself. God, it's hard as a rock. Not flared at all. But I'm not gonna flare it either. I'm just gonna double clamp it, I guess. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So I have to take this apart here. dirty bird here. Dirty bird. Gotta get some wrenches. That's gotta come off there. So I gotta save this. Okay, so that's been saved. This is a depth filter. Only use these to test with. Switch to a solid one as soon as you can. Which I will go get now. Joking! Replacing depth filter with depth filter. Mainly because we're still testing. So 2 carb. 2 carb is this way. Don't really want to reuse that. Guess what? We're reusing this. Taking this depth filter off pretty soon anyway. Could have picked a better screwdriver. This one's a turd. How gross it is. Everything's all gross. It's also probably temporary, so this thing is. I don't know how these are supposed to be, but that don't seem right. This goes in the front here. Guessing this thing's gonna leak like a sieve. What do I do with that line? Oh, right in front of me. Really? Oh my God. And someday it'll bottom out. I'll get tired now. Now just a little section of fuel line there and we should be gravy. Gotta find another hose clamp. It's gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. This one's new. This song 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 1 out of 2 is not great. 1 out of 2 is not acceptable. Hate screwdrivers. Hate flathead screwdrivers. Whoever invented those, they should have been discontinued a long time ago. Ow. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, slip off. Reason number 3 is the same as 1. They stab you. I think the line on this depth filter is actually too small. This line, this fuel line is bigger. The rubber lines are bigger, and the main fuel line is bigger than the diameter of the nipples coming off the depth filter. But again, people, think temporary. Think, I don't know, 6 or 8 years. I mean, you know, a couple days after it's running. So that's on. So basically, I could check for spark and fire her up on the next video. Right now, I think I'm gonna go check the back end, measure the drums, order that stuff, get that stuff on its way, because that's gonna be coming soon. But we shall see. Starting to look like it's ready to run, isn't it? Next step, check for spark, dump the fuel, pump the gas, turn the key, brace for impact, stand at the ready with the fire extinguishers, 911 on speed dial, you know, all that stuff. But she should fire as long as she has spark. We're gonna check that out. Next video. See ya. Okie dokie. Just a little summary of today's work. So, got the gas tank. We had to take the gas tank out again, or I did. Extend the gas lines a little bit. They wouldn't reach, so put them back up in there. Got that bolted up. That was a chore by myself, but it's done. Reconnected the return line off the fuel pump. Finalized the fuel rail on the carburetor. And then hooked the depth filter in there. And next video, if she's got spark, she's running. Check me out. Also, forgot to mention, very Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you get what you want. Hope you get what you ask for. And more importantly, I hope you get what you deserve.